Hey guys, since it's the new year, I thought I could do a video saying the ins and outs of 2025, but I asked for your suggestions. So on my Instagram story, I kind of had you guys give me your ins and your outs for 2025, and it's helped me kind of make a list as well for things that I want this year and things that I want to get rid of. So I kind of want to just like go over some of those things because you guys gave such good answers to this. Starting with the ins, basically just anything we want to bring in to the new year, bring with us, things that we want to happen in the new year. The first one that I want to share is one that I feel like will resonate with a lot of people, and it is being more intentional with my time. We have only so many hours in a day to spend, and a lot of us use most of that time on our phones, and there's so much more to life than being on our phones. And I feel like I am so lazy some days and I get absolutely nothing done because of this thing. So being more intentional with like focusing on things that I want to do, prioritizing things that I need to do, that is going to be a way to be successful this year. The next one is accepting my body for how wonderful it is. And this is truly such a good statement because we all need to accept our bodies for the way that they are, because this is the way that God made us. And instead of comparing ourselves to everyone on the internet, like, we genuinely need to love ourselves for the bodies that we have. And it is so hard to do that. Like, I genuinely have struggled with this for a very long time. I think truly just loving the skin that you were made in is something to focus on this year, because you were made perfectly and that is exactly how God wanted you to be. So that's just something that I need to work on too. Next one is to read more. I would absolutely love to read more this year as well. I feel like reading brings in so much knowledge into your brain. Whether you're reading like nonfiction or fiction, you're still picking up new words. Next one is saying no. Absolutely, guys. You need to learn how to say no, and so do I. I think saying no is so good for your own being, like your mental health and your happiness. Saying yes to things just out of the feeling of guilt or like, oh, I have to do this. Like, don't do things that you don't want to do with other people that you don't want to be around, type of thing. Only put yourself in situations that you feel comfortable in. Just don't force yourself to do things that you don't like doing. Next one, running, or at least trying to. This is a really good one because I feel like running not only makes you feel better, but like it's super fun, like once you get into it. And it's been really hard for me because I haven't been consistent with running, but once you're very consistent with it, it becomes more enjoyable. So being consistent will definitely help this year. More prayer, yes, yes, and yes. I totally agree with this one. I feel like prayer equals peace and happiness. And for me, if I'm having like a really tough day and I'm super anxious, the one thing that always calms me down is saying a quick prayer, spending time with the Lord. Like, I genuinely think that is a key to like health. I don't know. It makes me feel like mentally better each day. Another one is mixing gold and silver jewelry. I feel like this is definitely an in this year because so many people are like either a gold or silver girly, and this year I feel like I'm gonna see a lot of mixed metals. Like, my mom does that. She wears like silver and gold, and like I kind of like it, but I also am like, that's different, but like it's kind of cute. Focusing on the good. Yes, because genuinely this is the only way to have a good mindset. If you are constantly focusing on the bad, which is something that I do, everything around you that you're noticing is going to be bad, and therefore you're not going to feel good. The things that you're absorbing and the things you're thinking are actually contributing to the way that you feel. So focusing on the good, I would say, is so important in 2025 because there's so much good in this world to be thankful for, and good in our lives, and just not taking little things for granted anymore. Another in is less heat on my hair. I want to say that this one is probably super healthy and awesome, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick to it because my hair, when it air dries, just does not look the way that I want it to. I just don't know how to not use heat to like straighten it. Heatless curls are good, but like I can't do that every single night. I mean, you could, but it's kind of hard. Next one is take the gym more seriously. It's become my new therapy. I agree. This one has definitely like changed everything for me. I have not been super consistent in the gym until the past month, and it genuinely does feel like a form of therapy, because working out is just a way of like generating like positive thoughts, I guess, and positive hormones in your body, and it just makes you feel a lot better. This is the last in that I'm going to have for this video, but basically it is trusting in the Lord's plan. This one is a huge in for 2025 because I feel like last year I definitely tried to take things into my own hands and control situations that genuinely I did not have control over. So this year I just want to trust in God's plan for me and my career, my relationships, my health, my happiness. Like, I feel like God is the answer. God's plan over our plan always. Now let's talk about some outs for 2025. So anything that we want to get rid of this year. The first one is actually a really big one. I saw so many people write this, but basically it's doom scrolling and endless hours of scrolling on TikTok specifically. I relate to this one. I feel like I waste so much of my day on social media because it's addicting. Like, I cannot put my phone down sometimes. Like, even in the morning when you first wake up and you're just scrolling through your phone, that's not exactly the best way to spend your morning. But I think in this year it's important to prioritize getting rid of that, so that is an out. It's gonna be hard to stick to that one, I know, but it's just gonna be so beneficial if we can. The next one is not worrying about what other people think. So getting rid of those other people's opinions this year and the way that we like absorb them and the way that we let them affect us. People are always gonna have opinions, and it's up to you if you let them affect you or not. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says. If you are happy, that is the most important thing. Next one is comparing myself to others. This is something that I definitely also want to get rid of this year. I think comparison is so evil, and it's just something that we accidentally do, like scrolling through social media, for example. It's very hard to not compare yourself to others, but this year I want to prioritize not comparing myself because it only brings you down and there's no upside to it. Next out of 2025 is fighting for toxic friendships or relationships. Basically, when the others show they don't care at all. This one is so good. Only keep people in your life that add to it. Never keep someone in your life if they're constantly subtracting from it, constantly making you upset. This is never a good thing. So don't fight for people if they're not fighting back for you. Sometimes rejection is God's protection, and I have had to learn that the hard way, but it is so important to remember that. This one is also super good. You guys have like the best like comments on this story, but being unforgiving of myself. Honestly, I have had a hard time with this too, because I will do something in my past and I will have a really hard time moving from that and moving past it. And sometimes it's just important to forgive yourself just as much as you are forgiving of others. You deserve forgiveness too. Another out for 2025 is not surrounding ourselves with people who make us miserable. This one is so good. Like, please guys, focus on the good and focus on the good people in your lives. Don't surround yourself with people who constantly are bringing you down, because you don't deserve that. You deserve like the most true friends and people who like uplift you. That is just what I pray for everybody this year, is that we find people who are genuine and want to spend time with us and want to uplift us, basically. Next one is overly processed foods. I love this one because I think processed foods really affect us physically and mentally. When I eat something that is extremely processed, like fast food, I just wake up the next day and I just don't like feel myself. Like, I don't feel good anymore when I eat foods like that. So eating more whole foods and healthy meals is definitely important, but in moderation. I'm definitely going to still get my Taco Bell, but in moderation, of course. The last one is negative self-talk and laziness. We are leaving that in 2024. I think that this year is going to be a very productive year for all of us, and we're gonna be more positive. Be more positive towards yourself and others, and just try and focus on the good this year. That is the advice that I give to you guys and to myself. And also laziness, that's a huge one. I think that when we're starting to feel super lazy, like, play some loud music, wake yourself up, like get out of your bed, pick something up off the ground, like clean your room, leave your room, go on a walk. Like these are just some little things you can do, but like avoiding laziness at all costs this year, that is a big one for me. So those are just some ins and outs that you guys have shared with me on my Instagram stories, and I think that I really like agree with all of these. These are all super important to focus on in this year, and Happy New Year, guys. This is so exciting. It's a new year and it's like a fresh start. We can kind of like start over and create healthy habits, which is super, super exciting. Let me know down below a habit that you want to keep doing this year, or something that you want to get rid of this year, maybe an in or an out, because I know that I couldn't fit all of them into this video for my Instagram story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to our channel or haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I love you so much. Bye!